Oh my gosh, what's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday, I guess, or Monday, depending on where you're at. And man, better be all right. Better go see a damn doctor. That's what I'm saying. Like Mike said, take a break, relax. I appreciate your devotion to the stream, but believe me, your health is a bit more important than that. Take care of yourself, dude. All right, so. Everybody else is doing good. Mike, how you doing? I hope your evenings are going well. Bria, good morning. Some guy, what's going on? So, the plan is to adjust this music again, because that's a little annoying. Yeah, man, take it easy, chillax. Be a doctor. This shit ain't right. Body's not supposed to do that. Find out why. I know, right? Like, we got snow, and it's still snowing, so I'm like praying to God that I don't have to go to work tomorrow, but I guess we'll see. Fingers crossed. Chances are I'm probably gonna have to, but we're gonna hope that I don't. All right, so we talked about this for a few streams, talked about it last weekend, we talked about it last night, so we are gonna do just a straight up build stream tonight. So we are gonna be right here on Valguero. This is just single player. And I'm here on, I'm gonna use one of these islands right outside the redwoods. I figured it's kind of useful. The redwoods are here. These two islands are right here. Kind of give you a general idea of where I'm at here. But this is what I'm going to do. So we're going to do something right around here using the CKF mod. Not going to do anything crazy. Going to do something semi-low-key-ish, but a general house. Maybe accent it a little bit. Try to incorporate all. We're using Castle Keeps and Forts Remastered, so I'm going to try to incorporate a lot of the different pieces and things that you can use out of that. And kind of an instructional thing. So if there's questions or whatever, or questions about the mod or building in general, or just general shenanigans that need to take place, I guess they'll just have to take place. They put a snow ban in place for 1 PM tomorrow for us. What does that mean? They ban snow? Does that mean it's not allowed? Oh, you're on holidays on March. There you go. All right, so now normally CKF is a little weird. Normally, well, not weird, but normally CKF, when you're using this mod to build stuff, and if you're on our community server, you probably already know this, but just in case you don't, with CKF, it's like additional buildings mod, and there's 3 different tiers. There's a village, there's a settler, I think it's, what, settler, villager? Yeah, settler, villager, and then masonry. Kind of think of this as like your wood building, stone building, metal building as far as structural integrity goes. But the looks of the settler are very much like kind of run-down-ish, sort of, while the villager is a bit more just wooden structures, kind of like what Primitive Plus used to be, sort of, kind of. And then the masonry is all stonework, basically. So. Do I have an idea in mind? Generally. So, generally an idea in mind, but we'll see how this plays out. I don't really, we make plans, but we don't plan the outcome. So first thing I'm going to do, because I'm an admin on here, is I'm going to destroy these dinos real quick, because 1, they're here, and 2, after they're gone, I forgot a D. Once they're gone and I start placing foundations, they actually won't pop up again, because the foundations will block the animal spawns. Fun fact. All right, so because I'm running GCM, which is just a cheat GCM command if you're a single player or admin on a server, to make sure you unlock all the building stuff, I Did that so I can create all this stuff on my person rather than using the corresponding benches too, which makes it a little weird because I do have to sit here and filter through everything and try to find everything for the most part. I think I want to do stone for the floors everywhere. The rest of the building material might be different, but we definitely want to do stone for most of the floors for the most part, and then we can always kind of go back and change that as necessary. Not sure where all of the all this stuff is. I think it's in here. Yeah, it's all scattered around here. So there's a lot of different building options in here, so it can be a little unnerving at times when you're using this mod, but it's a lot of it's the same thing, different wrapper. So I'll explain that in a few. I need probably stairs. I think stairs. Let's do all of that. That's generally what I need for the most part. Now, the thing to notice about the foundations in CKF is they're about the same size as normal foundations, but all of your walls are like one and a half times the size of what a normal wood wall is in Ark, or what a normal wall height is in Ark. So keep that in mind when you're building things. You might not need to build things as quite as tall as you necessarily used to have to do, but that's pretty much it. All right, so what I'm thinking is that we do like a small little pier area kind of going uphill, and then using this relatively-ish flat-ish area as kind of just a house. Maybe do like a small garden, maybe even a tower. I was thinking like a small lookout tower maybe on this corner or something. I haven't decided yet, but that's basically what the plan is. So let's get to work. Now, when I'm building my builds, like if you've seen any of the speed builds, and honestly even when I'm building in general, I try to work from the lowest point that I wanted to try to the highest point. And the reason why, it's just easier to line everything up. Stackable foundations kind of make that obsolete, but if you're not running a mod that has stackable foundations, it can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. At the same time, I'm also going to grab some tools here because there's going to be stuff in my way. You know this, I know this. Let's not pretend like this isn't going to be a thing. All right. Brontos are the devil. I mean, they're not the devil, but they're the wild ones are the devil. When they're tamed, you can tell them what to do. It's not so bad. But when they just haphazardly walk in front of you when you're trying to do something, it's a little annoying. I wholeheartedly understand. I'll learn how to talk, I promise. Rocket launcher those trees? That seems a little... I mean, it seems a little overkill, but... I mean, I like your style. Alright, so what we're gonna do is kind of go straight up, and then the house is gonna be kind of over that way. And I might end up doing this maybe a little bit differently, and maybe winding the staircase up, but for right now, this is what we're gonna do. Now, the cool thing with CKF is you can stack foundations on top of each other, so you don't necessarily have to worry too much about trying to find exactly level ground. I know with like normal Ark, we'd have to worry about like pillars and all that situation, and all that nonsense, but we ain't gotta worry about that because we ain't messing with it. I don't know why I'm using a pickaxe trying to get bushes out of the way. It's not going to work very well. There we go. Oh, it's doing that. Should have grabbed them beforehand. There we go. Let's cut everything out ahead of me here. Problem is I don't want to get too far ahead of myself and cut a bunch of this stuff out just to have it respawn on top of me before I'm even ready for it. Alright. And this is a good feel, like if you're gonna mess with a building mod that you've never messed before and you want to know the ins and outs of it, highly suggest you try it out on single player. Try it out on single player, start GCM mode so that you can tune the ad so you can just spawn whatever you want in and just build whatever you want. And it will make your life considerably easier, at least at the very least, to test certain building ideas out. I think this is incredibly useful. That's kind of what it's here for. Hey, hello, good to see you. Just to bombard a tree. Exactly. Now, usually I'd be against this, like knocking all the trees down immediately. I would say if you're trying to look, if you're going for aesthetics, knock the trees down as you go. But I have a general idea in my head of what I'm trying to accomplish here. We'll see how it works. That'll despawn. Okay. Good to see ya. We're gonna build some stuff. That's what we're doing tonight. Butch better be here. He wanted to be here for this. I feel like this is kind of his idea, his brainchild. All right. Take a couple of these more out here. I need to craft like a lawnmower. That'd be great. Craft a lawnmower. Just that'd be fantastic. All right. The other cool thing about GCM mode is that I can just double jump and I'm flying through the air. So I can hover above what I'm looking at, which gives me a crazy view above what I'm building. Helps me out quite a bit. All right, so what I want to do... All right. Maybe probably gonna have to go one more for this to work. Yep. All right, so I'm gonna level this out. It's already getting crazy with all these foundations, but problem is that I need a general level area to start with anyway. And I'm gonna have to go up one more. Crazy. Okay, that's annoying, but whatever. Make it work. Oop. Nope, nope. Didn't want that. All right, and let's add one more over here. Maybe even make this symmetrical. We'll do the same thing over here. So the thing that I always tried to envision whenever I'm building something, and these are things that just help me. It's not that there doesn't necessarily make them right or wrong, just things that work for me, is when I'm laying the first part of the foundations out, I lay all of the foundations out that I plan on being inside the building. So what I mean by that is if I'm planning on making porches or walkways or like courtyards or whatever the thing is, for the most part, once I get to this level playing field of where I want to build, I try to make it everything, I just lay the footprint for the inside of the building, not the outside. The reason why I do that is because it's easier to get pieces to snap together right. And what I mean by that is sometimes, let's say I snap a foundation here, right? Sometimes you have to cycle through these snap points to get them on the right side of the foundation. You might need to get them on this foundation, you might need to get them on this foundation. You're trying to judge back and forth where it's going to snap. If I don't have this on here to begin with, I know that it's going to snap to the edge of this foundation, and I don't have to worry about playing that game to figure that part out. And I know that part can be a little bit frustrating when you're playing, so we try to get rid of that as much as we can. At least I do anyway. It drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. We're actually going to go too wide, methinks. All right. There we go. That's a good start. Anyway, so what I'm kind of thinking is like a general, might actually bring this out a little bit, might bring this whole thing more a little bit further, but I was thinking about doing like some sort of tower right around this area. I don't think, is this one of the trees I can knock down? I don't think I can knock this guy. Oh yeah, I can. Okay, this guy's coming down then. This is exactly where this tower is going to go then. I don't feel bad knocking that down. So I am going to bring this out a little bit further. All right. There you go. All right. So that's kind of where I'm going to go with this. Elle, I appreciate you coming by. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. To get some rest. The notice go out in Discord that it started. I posted it up in YouTube updates that it started. That we were doing it. So yeah, get some rest, lady. Oh, the server moved, Bria? That's gonna take a minute or two. Alright. So generally this is what we're working with. And this is just gonna be the house section. What it's gonna turn into, who knows. I'll be honest with you, a lot of times, especially all like if you've seen any of the build videos that I've done, I have a general idea of what I'm gonna build, and then from that point onward I just kind of wing it sometimes. There's no set rhyme or reason of exactly what I'm doing things. I will say that with building in Ark, and much like any other build games, if you're having a hard time deciding what you want to try to build, Google just unique architecture. Literally that. Unique architecture. Just Google image it and just check out all the pictures. You might get some ideas that might jump out at you that way. I find that that's usually a pretty good thing that works for me. A lot of the not a lot, but I'd say probably about half of the builds that we did build videos on were done that way. Like I would just kind of scroll through and see pictures that kind of just, oh, I want to accomplish that in Ark. I'm going to figure that out and see if I can make it work, at least pretty close to it. So a lot of times that's what I ended up doing. It's about taming stuff I have across. Might sound fun. It won't be fun. We'll send the twins after your ass. Straighten you out. There we go. Alright. We'd be complaining since someone has to drive in all that snow. Now, see, I fixed the snow problem where I live. Ever since I bought a vehicle with four-wheel drive, we haven't really got any considerable amount of snow since then. So, just give me an excuse to go play, have fun. I don't care. I can hurt my feelings. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. So we got stairs going up. It's just kind of this long entryway kind of coming up here. Maybe we'll do some sort of little courtyard-ish thing here. Maybe do like the smithing sort of section out here, maybe. Kind of an outdoor smithy. Then we have this walk up, and then we'll just actually do the entrance to the abode right in here. And that's what that'll be in here. I think that'll work out pretty well. I think an outdoor forging blacksmithing area down here would look pretty cool. Yep, I think that'll work. So let's get the structure of this house done first. Let's get this done here. So we got a lot of things to choose from with the walls in here. I personally prefer the double walls more than I prefer anything else for the front doors. That's just me. It's just bigger. I mean, I just like the double door entry. It looks better to me. Might do something else on the other side, but you have a bunch of different window options in here too. Like you have the different villager, like it's not just one window option like typical Ark. So you have like a double window, you have a single window, you have a single offset window. And then when you get into the keep style of things, you actually have different styles of windows too. They're all still windows. They all still take the same actual window. These are window frames, I guess. So they take the same window going inside of them. They just, the trim of them looks different. So it's not going to really matter which one you pick as far as that goes. Other than aesthetics, really. It's just what would you think looks the best. But that's pretty much what we're working with. But we're going to pull the door frame. We're going to pull a couple walls. We might do a double here and there. Maybe a center. I think that's probably what we're going to do. We're going to do a door and a window at some point in time on the other side. Actually, we're probably going to need two. Probably going to need two because we're going to do like a garden at some point in time out here too. All right, so we built from lowest to highest. Coming up here, we have a general footprint of the inside of the building that we're working with, and we can move from there. And we have a general idea of where things are going to be. That's the other thing. So if you're just building to build something, it's one thing. But if you're building to actually play on it and use it, as a base, or you're playing PvE or whatever, you do have to think about all of the things that you're going to be putting inside of this. So all of your forges and your blacksmiths and your chemistry stations and your fabricators and your cookers and your grills and your storage and your blueprints and the beds, and you have to think about all that. So you have to make sure that you're going to have enough room logistically to make all of that work at the same time. Now we're using CKF, which changes things a little bit differently for us. One, the industrial forge, there's an equivalent of a forge, of an indie forge called, there's a forge in here that's significantly smaller and it doesn't take up nearly as much room. We also have a cooker grill kind of combo set up too, so we don't need quite as much room. So this is why I'm running with something like this. You could still do it, but it just won't be exactly as easy. All right, so I'm gonna throw in a double door frame here. I'm just gonna put thing regular. What the hell? This is happening because it's trying to snap to the foundation below it instead of the foundation on top. Sometimes you just have to play around with it. This is going to be an entryway up, but I'm also going to be able to see from here. I think we just do singles up front. I think we're going to do back-to-back singles up front facing out. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do like maybe a double out here. Sometimes, and this is actually pretty common with me, is I'll kind of get an idea of where I want all the windows and I'll place all of them first and then just fill it in with walls once I have that general idea down. That's a door frame. That's not going to help me. So I am going to have a door over here at some point. I think when we get to this corner, I'm going to have to figure out exactly how this is going to trickle off to become the tower. I have to look at that. Put a double. I put two doubles out front here. This would be a good look coming out front of here. I'm gonna have to do a door frame over here somewhere. Probably here. I'm gonna do like maybe just a small garden, maybe right here next to the ruins. I don't think I'm actually gonna build in the ruins. I kind of just want to leave those things alone. Although they're kind of cool. I'm not going to incorporate them though. We're just going to do a small garden maybe outside of the side. We're going to take a couple of these more trees down and do something just in this general area. As far as the tower goes, the tower I think we're going to use this side right here. We're going to have a walkway that goes down to the tower that goes out here. I really like the double windows when I have the option to, because it does allow for a lot more. It just looks bigger. It looks bigger. A lot of the light comes through, you know. The huge. So we're gonna fill this in with just regular walls or whatever you want to use. If you're using the keep stuff, you can use the keep stuff, whatever material you're using. Really, and I just built right over that door, didn't I? Because I'm smart. Really, I think this mod can be overwhelming if you haven't used very many build mods, mainly because there's just so many different options. But it all builds the same. A lot of it's just aesthetics. Like, it's just what you think looks cool. So. We can chop down redwood trees, right? The large trees? No, they won't actually be able to, yeah. No. Some of these you can, some of them you can't. Like, the actually, like, the ones you can attach tree stands to, you can't cut down. Most of the like the big obnoxious ones in the redwoods. I don't think any of these ones on here are the big obnoxious ones on this island that I'm looking at. I think you have to get over into the actual redwoods, like these gigantors right here. You can't knock these down, but all these on this island I'm pretty sure you can knock down. All right, let's yeah, any trees that you can essentially snap a tree stand to, you're not gonna be able to cut down. Game will not allow you to do that. So, the other cool thing, and just for comparison's sake, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Like, if you guys are most of you are playing our community server, so you don't need it, but you see what I'm talking about here? It's like 1 1/3. It's not 1 1/2. It's 1 1/3 bigger than it already is. So you just. A lot of times you don't need to build quite as tall as you might think. So I'm going to go up a little bit taller. I'm going to show you how I'm going to go up a little bit taller, but you don't necessarily have to do that. So the way I'm going to go up a little bit taller And so instead of, and I do this a lot with vanilla Ark, because I don't like the idea of going up two walls up just for one floor. So I'll do like a floor and then a railing just enough to, and like a railing on top of the wall to make it just enough higher that it seems more comfortable. And we can do the same thing here. So that's actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a third wall to this guy going all the way around. It makes things like adding the stairs a little bit trickier later on, but by doing something this simple, it gives the room just a little bit more height. And sometimes some of the, not so much with this mod, but sometimes you can run into crafting stations and storage things that are just a little too tall for a ceiling of this size. So we're gonna do something like that, just enough to raise everything up a little bit. So that's all we gotta do. So next up, this is gonna be the first floor essentially, and I'm gonna do probably 2 floors. I'm thinking probably gonna do 2 floors. That's my general idea though. Anyway, trying to figure out how we want this to slope. I feel like I want it to slope up from this side, and then maybe switch it up halfway. I'll explain, but it makes sense in my head, which is dangerous. All right, roof. So the roof pieces are definitely a lot different than your typical Ark, and there's just a ton more options. I'm gonna make kind of one of each one of these so you can see them, and they come in all different shapes and sizes. The keep section, I think, oh no, they're all the same. Yeah, I think, yeah, looks like they're all they're all the same regardless of which one regardless of which material you choose. You have all of the different options, and they seem a bit more crazy than they are, but honestly it just helps you build things a lot easier. Normally with typical Ark you have slope ceiling and that's it. This helps you go around corners, inside corners, and outside corners a lot better. The nice thing about these is vanilla Ark, you usually have to have a slope wall for the roof to snap to. You don't have to use that in this stuff. It just snaps, like this bottom of the roof that we're seeing, the very bottom of it will snap to the top of the wall sections. It'll just drop in just like that, so you don't actually have to do any of that stuff. So makes life a little bit easier on you. So I'm going to start with my outside, the outside piece first. As soon as this snaps back to where I want you to, there it goes. Come on, there you go. The reason why I'm starting on these side pieces is because how this house is set up, I need to start from the outside and work my way in as far as the roof setup goes. It's just going to make my life a little bit easier, and I'm selfish, so here we go. All right, now you have a bunch of these different pieces as well. This might not necessarily help me for what I think I want to do though. We're gonna try it. Trying to get an idea in my head here how that it's gonna work exactly how I want it to. While we're doing that, because I am gonna need to, I don't need to make those. I don't know why I did that. So they're not so much in the keep section, but the keep has a couple additions that the other two don't have. But what the other two do have are these cool like scaffolding sections that you can make that are hollow instead of the actual full-size wall. Like, well, it'll be full size, but you'll be able to see through it. It's like a scaffolding almost, so you can actually make those. I'm thinking about doing these as slope roofs instead of the solid slope roofs, just to see what it looks like. I think that might be kind of cool. We're gonna see. And again, you don't need to make a left or a right. It just fits because it's awesome. I don't know. I kind of like that open concept. Different. I don't know. I might leave it like that. We'll see. Worst case, I can always go back and change it later. Those valley pieces were gods. Yes. Those, it seems overly complicated at first, but those roof pieces will absolutely save your butt. All right, so just want to angle everything up once for right now. So I got that side essentially, so we need to go up one level on this side. And I think we might do this, we might start with a corner here. No, I don't think we can. All right, so we're just gonna do the normal. Y'all, come on, really? Just snap. Don't be dumb. There we go. Wants me to be on this side of it. It's very finicky, very picky, very picky. All right, swap that around. It's gonna be hall. Bam. All right, so basically, the first taper of the roof is done. And again, I work from outside inside is how I usually do it. It's just easier for me. I mean, a lot of this, again, is personal preference, but what I work with, what works for me and what doesn't. Some people want to do the whole building and then do the roof from top down. Whatever works best for you. Honestly, there's no like hard set way of doing this stuff. It's just what works best for you. All right, so we got that part done. Now, the reason why I did this is because I think I want to make like a little patio out on top of this. I'm thinking like an L-shaped little deck out here. And the reason, so I'm doing this first elevation because essentially where this slope is at will be the beginning of the second floor, right? So if where this third wall ends is where the first floor, that's where the second floor is going to start. So I want to, essentially, I would be like right about here as far as height. And I want to be able to walk out onto a deck that stands out here like this. So probably want to start placing that now with some ceilings to get a general idea of that size before we start moving too far forward with it. And I'm going to do that now. Also have to keep in mind when you're doing this, where your stairs are going to go. I think I'm going to have the stairs generally in the middle. I don't want them right there in front of the door so you see them as soon as you come in. I'm thinking I might put them like right here. So I'm going to leave that spot and the spot next to it open for right now anyway. I might go back and change that. But that gives me plenty of wiggle room as far as the stairs. Because the ceiling's pretty high, I can probably get away with just those stairs, but we'll see. We'll see. You can fit a preserving bin in the villager window on the SS blueprint table or the SS converter rendering. Huh. Good to know. What's the brightest light structures in Ark right now? Because I feel like the hand torch is way brighter than the wall torch. As far as lights, I mean the electric lights. I mean, if you're looking at like legitimate light sources, the electric lights are going to be your best source. But if you're using SS, you should be able to make SS standing torches. And if you make SS standing torches and put those down along with the wall torches, if they're SS, you should be able to open them up into the options and check the light intensity of them too and turn those up and down. You can also change the color if you don't like the color, if it's too hard on your eyes. Up, there you go. Mike already hit you up. Mike knows. He knows. He knows. All right, so there we go. So let's get our walls back together, because that's going to dictate some things. Let me do that. Yep. So I'm thinking I kind of want it here. Now I know I kind of went against the grain when we talked about laying the foundations down, how it kind of worked the footprint out first, because snapping between the ceiling points can be a little annoying. But because I have a guide right here of that sloped wall, I can just use that wall, so I'm pretty set there. And so what I'm thinking is that we coax this in here a little ways. We'll put a door in right here. Pop another window in. Pop a wall in here as well. So what this is going to give us is another walkway to come out of. I like changing the angles up just to make things a little bit different. You don't necessarily have to. Could have just done this straight and over, but I like to make it a little bit, stagger it up a little bit. And what this will be, this will work kind of like a little deck that we can go out onto. Top floor I'm thinking would be like bedroom slash storage. Like put your beds here, your storage here, maybe bookshelves, whatever, blueprints, stash your like gear or whatever. Downstairs is like kind of like a common area, cooking area, general storage. And like I said, down here we'll probably do the who's my what's, it's the outdoor crafting. So anyway, that's so far what we're looking at. So I need to come around this side and finagle this part out. I don't necessarily want to slope this side because it doesn't really match very well on the other side, so I'm probably just gonna have to wall it. And I'm gonna stagger this a little bit because I want a couple of windows in on this side too. Bam. There we go. I wish there was a glass option to pop in. Oh, yeah. They're in the keep part. There actually is a piece of. There is a piece that you can use instead of that. Yeah, some of the garden lights in the eco garden one is pretty good too. All right, so we got this going for us. We're gonna come back down. I think at this point, this is where I'm gonna swap the roof. I think. Yeah, because I purposely want this bottom level. I'm not going to do the same third wall up here. I purposefully want this bottom level to be taller than the first level. Aesthetically, I just think it kind of looks a little bit better. Kind of staggering it up and the floors being a little bit smaller as you kind of go up. Is it more practical? Not necessarily, but I just like the way that it looks. But we are going to be using these corner pieces, I believe, at this point. Or are we? I might not. I might just go straight. Might just go straight over. Yep, I think we are. Walls. I am actually going to do solids on these, though. The other ones were kind of cool, but I just want solid ones here. Actually going to move these over. Yep, no, there you go. Be prepared to fight with snap points. You're always gonna have to fight with snap points building in this game. It's literally nothing you can do about it. You'll fight with it till the day you die. You'd swap the roof. Don't tell me what to do. How you doing, Raptor? Swap the roof. Swap the roof. This guy thinks you know what I'm talking about. Don't believe him. Oh, you know what? I definitely forgot to put a wall back in here. That's a little odd. Probably shouldn't have done that. I think I'm actually just gonna keep walls up on this side. I'm gonna keep walls up. And bam. Alright. Oh, wait, crap. What was I doing? I'm not doing that. Why am I doing that? We gotta slope the side up. I'm a dummy. Big fat dummy. Yep, I haven't heard anything either, Raptor. I have no idea. Like I said, I think we'll probably have a delay, but that's probably about it. I'm pretty sure we'll be working tomorrow. Which makes me sad. Work makes me sad. I don't like it. You know, if they stopped paying me, I wouldn't go. Not one day. Actually, I didn't need to demolish these guys. Could have left those alone. All right, so that's kind of what I'm thinking for that general area. Still keeping this a little bit shorter. And when I said, to clarify when I was talking about this, what I mean is like the total height from like foundation to the top of the first floor roof. Right now, they're right about the same size, so I can get away with this. That'll be okay. It's not too terrible. It's getting a little obnoxious, but whatever. Just kind of getting crazier, bigger as we keep going, though. That's what I've noticed here. All right, so now that we're here, I think we're just going to cap the roof off completely. Yeah, that win the lotto plan always falls through. Always falls through. Alright, so let's get this going here. And then we'll do this roof capped off. These corner pieces just fall, they can pretty much snap to anywhere you want. But if you have the corner already done, of like the wall part done, they kind of just fall right into place. The snapping with CKF is actually pretty minimal as far as issues go. There's not a whole lot of them. Not a whole lot of them. I'm gonna bounce up, and we just got 2 more to pretty much go, and that's it. That is it. Quite simple. It's quite simple building with this stuff. I believe we can just hit this corner up. Or do we want to do like a little platform up top? We could do a small deck up top if we wanted to. We could do a flat roof. We could do it flat, and then maybe put a hatch frame in with the ladder going up to it. Or even, I bet, yeah, we'll do like a stair thing. I got it. All right, so we'll put ceilings here. What we'll do is have, from the inside, we'll have stairs going, well, maybe not that side. That won't look right. We'll have to do it on this side. We'll do stairs going down from this side. It's a mansion. It's turning in that way, right? We were gonna do something small and then I got carried away. I apologize. This is what happens when you give me the wheel. I go crazy with it. Stairs. But we'll get it done. We'll get it done in time though. I promise. How obnoxious can we make this? Another 2 hours and 15 minutes. Alright, boom. Alright, so we'll have stairs come up. See, I don't know about that, because that's gonna come right down. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Not gonna work. It's gonna look dumb. We're not doing that. The only other option would be to bring this down another layer and just do flat up top. Which is probably what I should have done to begin with. Probably should have redesigned that. Yep. That's what I should have done. What I should have done. So we're doing it. We're gonna revert back a little bit. Dude, yeah, doctor. Crazy. Crispy, how you doing? Ant needs a freaking doctor. That's what he needs. What's going on, man? It's true. Good timing, Butch. I just realized I screwed something up and now I'm taking it all apart. Alright, so basically we're backing up to this point. This is the point we're going to back up to. And what I'm going to continue to do, because the raft was... The roof was getting a little bit too tall, so I'm going to slope it from here and keep going. So I'm going to take the roofs and slope them up from here. No worries, Butch. And like I said, if you have any questions, man, while we're doing this, feel free to ask away. We'll figure it out. Alright, so we're going to keep the slope going. One more. That's how we're going to do this. We're just going to use walls here. We're going to keep the slope going one more time. Like I said, the nice thing about these roof pieces is that they snap a heck of a lot better than normal vanilla ones do. Alright. This is a little bit better shape, I think, for what we're doing. Yeah, for sure. So what we shall do is these stairs will actually come up this way. We'll have stairs. Actually, let's put them in now while I'm thinking about it. We're gonna come down here. Now it's gonna look a little weird at first because of how these stairs clip together, because the wall height's a little bit taller. Come, really? You dirty bastard. All right, let's try this again. Just stop. Just stairs. Just go. Thank you. There we go. All right. So we got stairs going up. This will be kind of the top floor, and that should be it. Now we're gonna flatten this guy out. I don't know. So I'm gonna flatten this. Whoa! First, I'm gonna jump the camera around. So I'm gonna flatten this out first, and then we're gonna do like a So we got this little porch balcony going on. We're gonna do like another like rooftop balcony going on top of here as well. Multiple points to look out and see what's going on. So I think I want those stairs to start here. Yep, right there. That's where I want those stairs to start. I don't like this floor. Out here. How do we come up with ideas? Sometimes I just wing it, honestly. Other times, like what I was talking about earlier in stream, I would literally just like Google image like unique architecture, right? Like just Google image unique architecture and just cycle through the images, and just you maybe don't try to replicate something entirely, maybe just something that looks really cool to you. And that's usually what I end up doing, honestly. Most of the time that seems to be what works best for me anyway. All right, so we got that going. We'll figure this situation out probably now because I'm right here. So coming up this way, the cool thing about, you don't have to box this in for a doorway to come up here. We can just slope it to one side to give it a little bit more character. And I feel like I'm on like an HDTV channel doing this shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Put a double door frame in right here. Bam. We'll do that, and I think CKF actually has these cool... Yeah, well, I could do a peak or a ridge. I don't know how the peak is going to look here. Let's try the peak one out. We'll leave it there. We might change it later, but we'll leave it there for right now. So that's what we're dealing with. Sometimes I do have a plan. I have a general idea. I usually come in with a general idea of what I'm trying to accomplish, and then I just kind of let it go from there. All right. We're gonna take, just for sake of while we're here, look for the walls. I'm gonna do the villager, but I'm gonna do the low rails. Cool thing about a lot of these builds, I just moved the Ingram over here, didn't I? I sure did. I sure did. Cool thing about a lot of the materials and the build items in CKF is that you can actually change the style to just about all of them. Now you can do this manually by going up to this and changing the structure variant and changing up how it looks. Or there's actually a tool in here. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Oh, there it is. The change, it's the cosmetic tool change. Now, normally you would make this on the on those crafting benches that we showed you in the beginning, but you can actually just do it this way too. And what you can actually do is just click, you can fire at these things and it cycles through styles. I thought there was a way to copy and paste this though. Thought there was. Is that not there anymore? Used to be a way for you to copy and paste it, so you could just copy the setting of one and just paste it to all the other ones. But what this allows you to do is just play around with this. And regardless of type, they do have multiple patterns for just about anything. Like even the walls can change a little bit. I can change the walls up however I want. And there's a lot actually for this one. Holy crap. Actually quite a lot. I didn't realize it was that many. First, we're building. That's what we're doing. We're building. Welcome though. You're not that late. All right, I'm going to continue this railings up top, I believe, as well. What happened to those? There they are. Now, there's a lot of like little accent pieces that we're going to put on later too. I'm going to show you how those work too. They're pretty self-explanatory. But this would be a good spot for, I don't know, if you had an RG to land on or something like that. I feel like it'd be pretty perfect for that. Round it on some sort of smaller flyer, maybe a griffin to land on this. Oh, crap. There we go. All right. We got a pretty good start, pretty good general shape of what we're working with here. This is going to be the main building for the most part. We got a pretty good shape of what we're working with. Plenty more that we could do, but I think we're going to hold off on that for the most part for right now. We're going to do some other stuff though. We're going to dress it up, put the windows in, do all the interior stuff for the most part, and we're only have CKF running on the single player, so there's not going to be any crazy decor stuff going on, but just in general, just to put stuff in there and make sure everything works the way it should. This is pretty much all of the villager stuff. Not all of it, but it is a good chunk of all villager stuff. So the keep stuff, and like I said, all of these materials can actually change too. And a lot of them have different options. Like the keep stone, you can actually change to this field stone. I think these angled pieces actually have like a capped angle you can use instead. They have a bunch of different options. They do. All of them do. So it's not just the villager stuff that has it. All three different types of building material. You can change the styles in and out of all over the place. So, Benju, how you doing? Joe, bro, hit 1K. Good for you, man. Congratulations. Congratulations. Arthur, hi, how are you? All right, so this is kind of in general what we're working with. And this is going to be the general house. Like I said, we're going to try to do a small greenhouse thing on this side. We're gonna do a keep tower on this end, and that is going to be like that's gonna be the gist of it. And then if we have time, we'll do like a little like a pier down here as well. So that's pretty much what we're looking at. All right, so where do we want to go next? I think we kind of, let's do the garden next. So I'm going to try to get away with not knocking down this tree. I kind of like it. We're going to see how it works, but I'm going to try to get away with not knocking it down. Down here. All right, so we're gonna do garden out here. This ground is a little sloped, but I'm tempted to try what I did on our community server. Try to do that sunken ground and see what's going on with it. So that's a problem. I'm not gonna be able to sink the foundations very well, because that's how I kind of work this crops down. Yes, please hit that like button, hit that sub button. I appreciate you if you hit it as hard as you can. Mash it several thousand times. Then go out and make 6,000 fake accounts. Come back and log into every single one of them and hit the like button again. You got this. I have faith in all of you. Just kidding, don't do that. Don't do any of that. That's really just gonna get me in trouble. Just don't even conceive, don't even think about it. Let's just forget we had this conversation. It's gonna get awkward. Oh man. All right, so we can try sinking the foundations like I did, but we're just gonna do a smaller farmish area. Let's say we're gonna do one for each vegetable, right? So let's say we're just do the 4 for like the 4 main vegetables. This requires sinking foundations, and we'll kind of talk about that, but I'm pretty sure everybody, well, for the most part, knows how the sinking of the foundations works. But if not, I'm going to show you anyway. So, basically what we're going to do is, if you watched any of our solo play, or not solo playthrough, any of the community server stuff, then you know how we were creating the, how whoever creating the farms, basically we sunk the foundation, so we were hiding the crop plot entirely. It was a pretty cool way of doing things because this mod has these cool hatch frames. Instead of like a really tiny hatch frame that you crawl out of, they're very big. They're not that, they're this. So essentially I have it like this with the crop plot underneath of it, but then I have all the crop plots level so that they all look even on top of it. Primal Fear, there you go. Oh yeah, Raptor loves him some Primal Fear. Rice paddy aesthetic, like do a step down. It'll be a little bit more difficult because of the elevation and the sinking foundations, plus we're mixing it with CKF, but we can think about it. We can think about it. So basically I want the center, I want this to step down here. And this centerpiece to be kind of my point, right? And so these foundations would be sunk on this side. These foundations would be sunk on this side, and we'll have the garden on either side. That's generally how this should be play out. Now, to sink the foundations, you're going to need normal building stuff. You're not going to be able to... typically, this doesn't work, or you have a lot of problems doing this with a lot of other building materials. But the vanilla structures, you're going to need foundations and pillars. It doesn't matter which ones. Doesn't matter if it's thatch, metal, stone, whatever. I tend not to use thatch a lot of times because the texture can be a little hard to see what you're doing. Why did I do that? So I'm just using wood just because it's easier. You do not need as many of these as I built. I'm in GCM, so I'm just spamming them because I have a lot of them. You don't need to do that though. So basically, this area that we're in, so these 1, 2, 3 foundations we're going to put right here, we want these to sink down. Probably only 2 actually. Probably just going to do these 2 right here. We want these 2 to be sunk down, and we're going to do the same thing on this other side. The way we do that is we lay a foundation. Nice thing with CKF is that these snap right to it pretty effectively. So now we have a normal foundation. What we do is snap a pillar right to the middle of it. We flop back to the foundation. We go over here and we see how it's stepped down just a little bit. It places it a little bit lower because it's trying to align itself with this pillar, so it drops itself down. Now what we can actually do is pick this pillar up and now pick this up, and now this is a slightly lower grade than this, but we need to drop it down about 1 or 2 more. The problem is if I try to do this again going this way, it won't work because the foundation will try to snap to this foundation instead. So I just need to go this way long enough to get the elevation that I want. So I'm going to sink this down again. You got to be careful doing this, especially where I'm doing this, because if you sink this down too low, it'll go underneath the floor and you won't actually be able to touch it. So let's demolish that. And I think we can drop this. I don't think we need to drop it 1 more. I think that's good. I think 2 foundations down is plenty. Yeah, because that's where the keep foundation is at. That should drop it down just low enough. So we're dropping it down 2 drops, basically. 2 drops down, which is what we did. So that's the height that we're working with. Now that we know that height, we can use the regular CQ. We can go back to using the masonry, the keep foundations. And we just kind of play around with the snap points so we get it to drop where we want. Go back and pick this up. Actually, we pick this up too. And we have 2 sunken foundations right here. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side to give us 1, 2, 3, 4 crop plots essentially. Because we're going to do large crop plots, so they're going to take up the same amount of... They're going to take up a full foundation each, basically. Alright, so here... This one's going to be a little bit trickier. I'm hoping this works. I don't know if it is. I might have to play around with this one because there's a significant elevation drop here. All right, it does look like it'll work. Sweet. We dropped it 1. And it doesn't really matter which way you go. It's just that if I try to go this way, it's going to be a pain because it's snapping through 3 different snap points. Probably just dropping it over here is probably going to be a little bit easier for me. Yeah. Less to fight with, basically. You're really just trying to get a marker. And then you can just build to where you're going. Did that go where I wanted it? Yep. Okay. That's sunk down. And then this sunk down here. Do you know the pillar plus ceiling way of sinking foundations? Do you mean like going all the way over top of the pillar with ceilings? Like, it's been a long, I mean, I used to do that in the very beginning, but this is definitely a, it's always been a simpler way to do it for me. Yeah, when we first started playing, when we first started learning how to sink foundations, we did it that way. But it's like, it's incredibly more, more in depth than just sinking foundations is actually a lot easier in a lot of situations. Yeah, we did it on the tree stands. You're right, yeah. But there's multiple ways to do that, right? So like, I would assume when you're talking about sinking pillars and ceilings, you're not trying to use foundations. You're in a situation where you have pillars and ceilings and you're just trying to lower them down. I assume that's what you mean. You can still get away with it the same way. So like, for instance, like if I did this method, right? If I try to snap a pillar to here, if I try to snap a pillar to, well, it might not work because these are normal pillars going off the CKF stuff. How should we do this? Maybe out here somewhere. Maybe I can show you. So basically, let's say even if I was just using pillars, if I wasn't using, like if I was just sinking these down, doing this is also sinking the pillars down. It's still sinking the pillars down. So like if I leave this here and let's say I go over here somewhere. Actually, no, I want this to be level. Actually, no, I can sit that down. Boom. And do this up. We should see, yeah. We should see you can get the pillars to drop that way too. They're not level, they drop down a little bit. You can definitely do it this way. You don't necessarily have to do the ceilings. I think the ceilings is more work than it's worth. When you can just use the drop of the foundations to drop the pillars as well. And it works. That's typically what I do though. Like the foundation pillar is just a lot easier method. Anywho, all right, so now we're at this point, right? So we got the two lowered sections on either side. So let's go to our crop plots. And we don't have SS or anything in here, so we're just using normal large crop plots. Let's say we're gonna crop our plots. Sounds like something that should be a thing. All right, so first and foremost, we're gonna put the hatch frames in. Another nice thing about CKF is that sometimes when you're playing normal Ark, when you try to mash a ceiling next to a foundation, it bumps it up. It doesn't do that here. Everything goes flush. So we have this hatch frame ceiling that we just drop in like this. All right. So now we have this little grid shape, which is kind of nice because now I can see exactly, well, I can't see this door. I don't really want to see this door. I can drop these crop plots in, and you can do this showing just a little bit of the wood from the crop plot. So you end up with something that looks like this. And it just looks cleaner. It looks like it's built in. I kind of like the look, and you could do this with a couple different building materials. You could even do this in normal Ark with just hatch frames. You can do it that way. It'll look a little weird because the crops will be growing up through the wood part in some ways, but what you end up with is something kind of cool that works out like this. And like I said, you can do this out of the villager stuff. You can do this out of the settler stuff. It doesn't have to be keep. I just aesthetically I like the look of this one. And again, I simply like it because it looks cleaner. It looks cleaner. You can still irrigate them. You can still get to them. Looks like I kind of bumped these out a little bit too far because they're like hanging over the edge, but that's okay. We're gonna hide those anyway. We're gonna hide all of that. So the edge right here, obviously this looks a little funny, right? Looks a little funny. What we do is we go back here into the walls and we grab keep walls. It doesn't even have to be full walls. We could do half walls if we wanted to. But what I actually might do for these guys, because this is going to be kind of outdoorsy, I'm going to take a half wall. Why do I keep doing that? I keep moving the Ingram instead of moving the actual thing that I'm building. Very frustrating. I need to stop being so dumb. There we go. So we're going to keep half walls. And what we can actually do is snap them to the side of here. To cover them up. And what we're doing is we're snapping it to the foundation underneath of it instead of the side of the hatch frame. So you just have to pay attention to the snap points, but essentially that's what we're working with. And again, these all have different structure variants too. So I think there's actually like a capped version. Oh yeah, like this. You can cycle through. I think there's a couple you can do that. Yeah, you can do the field stone option. You can do a couple different ones. But this way, we got ourselves a sweet looking little housey house for our crop plots. Kind of works out. Obviously, you can do this a bunch of different ways. This is just what I thought looked kind of cool. I'm wondering if a third wall would actually fit in here pretty well, but I don't think it will. There's ways around this too. Yeah, right. So if I try to put a third wall in here, it's not going to look right because the center foundation isn't sank where the other two foundations on either side of it is. So if I put a third wall in, it's going to be too short. If I put a half wall in, it's going to be too big. There's an options of within this. I'm actually going to go third wall and then change this up to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to, well, yeah, we can leave it like that. It looks a little weird at first, right? It doesn't look like it fits. It looks out of place. You can get around this. You can get around this by hiding it, essentially. As far as cosmetic stuff goes in this game, 9 times out of 10 you can hide it so that it doesn't, it looks like it's supposed to look. Let me get rid of this. Oink. Oink. Oh, actually, that one snaps a little bit higher than it should have. Why is that not doing that? What's going on here? What are we doing? Why is that not dropping down? Making a liar out of me, game. What you're doing? That's what's going on here. Yep, that's what you're doing. Anywho, actually, you know what? Better yet, let's get rid of this. Get rid of both these pillars. Better idea. Skip the part because we are going to put a little bit of a ceiling over top of this. So what I'm actually going to do is cap this, and we're going to go even all the way around. And we got to make sure that the pillars are lined up, that they're not snapping too low, like the foundation below versus the hatch frame above. We want everything to look level. Which can be a little bit of a pain in the ass. There we go, we got it. And we can still run these pillars down to the bottom so that it just looks complete. Don't necessarily have to. And you can mix these up too. You can do like stone pillars on the bottom and then add wood pillars to the top. You can change that stuff up too. Fine, it looks pretty cool when you can pull stuff off like that. The pillars can be changed too. They can be changed to look like that fieldstone gray or the normal stuff that we've been working with. We're gonna get some stairs in here. Here and here. All right. So we got our own little greenhouse tucked away in here. Now we can irrigate these. We can run irrigation pipe. We can do all sorts of stuff. Benji, thanks for coming by. Appreciate you. The nice thing is we're close to water, so we could irrigate it. We could even set up like reservoirs on the outside of this or on the back to filter water into it. That can definitely be a thing as well. So getting water to these isn't going to be a big deal. It's not going to be something that's going to be terribly hard to do. Jesus, dude. Take care of yourself. That's all I'm saying. Ceilings. Let's, stone ceiling is going to look a little weird, isn't it? I feel like a stone ceiling on here is going to look a little oddball. Let's just do like a flat ceiling. Do we slope it? Probably want to slope it a little bit, shouldn't we? I feel like we probably should. feel like we probably should slope it a little bit. Yep. That's what we're going to do. Trying to get this to snap into the middle. There we go. Sometimes you got to fight with this thing a little bit. Alright, what I want to test is make sure that I can come down, up and down into this thing. Probably going to remove these two out of here. I just wanted these, make sure these ceilings line up. Looks a little claustrophobic when you're walking in there. It kind of bothers me a little bit. Well, actually, if we're doing this flat, maybe, no, you know what? No, we'll do wooden sidewalls. That's what we'll do. And we can actually use these open ones. I think the open ones will look cool in here. Not gonna make it. I don't know why I'm doing this. I can just GC him over here. I don't know why I'm fighting with it. Like self-torture, I guess. Pretty much where I'm at with it. Alright, so let's put some roof pieces in here. Oh crap, come on, man. We're on a PvE server, Bria. You're fine. I'm overreacting about a piece of fabric. It happens. Happens to the best of us. Maybe. I think. That's what I'm gonna go with anyway. Alright. Maybe flatten this off. I'm not sure if I like the way this looks. We're gonna keep running with it. But I don't know if I like it. I don't think I do. If I'm being honest. I think it's too big. I think I should just left this whole thing alone and just left it open. Yeah. This just looks silly to me. Doesn't look right. We're getting rid of this. I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it at all. I don't like it. It's messing with my cheek. We don't like that. We can do a couple of other... We might come back to this to figure out how to make this look a little bit more unique, maybe. Could do, maybe we could do the circle windows like I did before on, what was that? On Olympus. You try those out. Let's see what those look like. Basically, so you have different archways instead of just like a sloped, just a slope roof that's straight. You can do like these arched ones, and you can actually get them inverted as well. But I found this cool way of creating. I think it's these two. So you have an upper and a lower, like one that slopes down, one slopes up. And what you end up doing, I think I have to remove this railing for this to work. So basically we drop this in here and then we put this one up here and we end up with these like really big circles, which end up looking kind of cool. Drop that here and then put this back here. We end up with these cool little circles, which works pretty well. We're just gonna leave it outdoorsy. That's what we're gonna do. But we're gonna continue with the circle thing. We're gonna pull the railings up and to kind of do this way instead. I was worried the pitch would be too off if I did that, Truce, but I get you though. That did cross my mind, for sure. All right, let me put the tops in. All right, and then we just break our pillars back out. And we finish back up with those wherever they went to. Did I use them all? Is that what happened? I think that's what happened. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. I like that. Definitely a little bit better. We can kind of leave it open for right now unless we figure out something to do with it. Maybe like a greenhouse top to it wouldn't be too bad. I don't know how the greenhouse stuff would look with this though. Because it's metal, I don't think it's going to look right. Doesn't look too bad. Look too bad. That way you get your, let's see if you get the greenhouse effect down here. That's at 90. Could be worse. You could do more if you wanted to. You could do more on the walls maybe. Come down one here maybe. Come on, man. Do the walls down here. Just one. I don't know if I want to do more than one. Kind of want it open. Do one on each side maybe. Also up to like 120. It's not bad for greenhouse. You could always do more if you wanted to. But I like the open area to it. Other cool thing if we want to get a little bit crazier with it. So there's, again, what I'm selecting on my person is going to be in the crafting station to the benches. There's a couple different accent pieces of each type, villager, settler, keep, that you can mess with. One is like a roof accent that clips onto the edge of your roof to make it hang off just a little bit more. And then this other one is a wall accent. Now, I'll show you what both of these do, and it's the same regardless of what material you're doing it out of. The roof accent is more for like this area here, and it just adds a little bit more to the roof if that's what you're trying to accomplish. Now, these are two different roof styles, so obviously this looks a little funny, but that's the whole point behind it. It's just to add a little bit of a lip to it. And then the accent piece is really at joints, and it just kind of fills in at the joint, and you can actually change the style of a lot of these around as well, so you can cycle through the styles. If you're doing big walls, big surface areas where they're just blank, you can use the accents to kind of break a lot of that stuff up so it doesn't look so ordinary, I guess. But what I also found with these decorations is you can slap them in the middle of these circles that you end up creating. I don't think I can snap it here. Oh, yeah, it won't let me snap it there, but it'll snap here and here. So we can play around with this as well. Now, I believe... I see the pillar, I think just... Oh, no. They actually updated this, so they can do a lot of cool things with the pillar, too. I almost think the round pillar might be best for this. Oh, well, was that 2? 1, 2, 1, 2. The reason why I say that is because we can change the inner accent as well to be even round as well, so you can kind of change those up. I don't know if that fits very well though. That kind of doesn't look too bad. Kind of wondering if these shouldn't match that maybe. I don't know. I'm not sold on any of this, to be honest with you. Kind of like the round pillars though. I think I like those. Let's keep the round pillars. We'll figure everything else out. And we do the round pillars. The middle part, we can just leave them round maybe for right now. So we figure out something else. I feel like the round pillars don't. Maybe when I get them all done, it'll look right. Yeah, actually, yeah. I do kind of like that. There you go. A tight little greenhouse in here. Now, obviously, you could expand this. We got plenty of room to do that. We could expand it out and put even more plots into it. Like something we're doing on the community server where you're growing a lot of different types of crops. You can do all this. If you know how to stack farm plots, you could sink these foundations. So if you remember, we sunk these foundations down 2 to make room for 1 crop plot. Now let's say we wanted to stack, you can actually stack the the crop plots on top of each other, what you do is you just literally just build and place them on top of each other, and you can do it up to 3 really, and it works. Greenhouse effect goes all the way through, water goes all the way through, and you can have 3 crops growing in the same spot as one. And so the way you would make this work in that area is that instead of sinking it down twice for one, you'd sink it down 4 times to stack one crop plot on top of another one. You'd sink it down 6 times for all 3 to stack up and down. So you can definitely make that work too. If you're crunched for space, you could definitely lower these foundations even more, and then stack crop plots to get even more in one place if that's what you want to do. Use the half wall with the circle cut out of it over the greenhouse walls or double door frames. They can share the snap points. Fair enough. I don't know. We can do. What about the I don't know if this is the one you're talking about, but what about the oh no, it's not here. Crap. It's under glass, isn't it? These guys. So these guys, there's a glass section in your masonry bench that has these cool glass walls that you can make singles or big ones of. And I kind of want to just sit this right here because I like that. And then we'll throw another accent piece over top of it. And we'll change this. Can we change this? No, okay. Let's just change back and forth from here to here. And I'm just gonna kind of leave that, I don't know, kind of gonna leave that open, so there we go. So, tight little greenhouse. Doesn't have to be beautiful. Works though. It works though. What we'll actually do is do stairs down into like the actual rest of it as well. I guess I don't have any stairs left. Is that what's going on here? Why don't we have, why no stairs? There we go. Found them, dibs, stairs. Had them the whole time, just blind. Mind me. Alright, so I want to be able to just go either way outside as well. I'm gonna put railings up here. I don't want to necessarily be just kind of funneled in one direction. Might do stairs down here to the little ruins so we have access to those as well. And then we'll put the walls in to cap all of them off. This can get a little tricky when the stairs are really close to the ground. There we go. Cool. All right, we can do stone railings out here because it kind of fits in with everything else. So let's do a stone railing. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do half walls. The reason why I'm doing half walls is because we're also gonna put railings on the stairs as soon as I find them. So there's railing pieces, where are they? Right here. And again, each version has it, but there's these half wall slopes and they're made to go on ramps and stairs, but they're half. So if I put third walls up here and half walls down here where it comes up, it's gonna look goofy, right? So if I do a half wall here, and if I did a half wall here, it looks fine, but if I did a third wall, it would sit lower, it really wouldn't look right. So we're gonna do that here. I gotta pull this up actually. Yeah. And drop this down. Drop this down. Drop this down. This down. Pull out our change gun because we can change the tops to match the stairs. There we go. There's a nice little area we can come out to for your greenhouse to be out here. Not too shabby. They're right there in your pocket. I know. They're always right there in my pocket. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll do like a keep tower-ish style thing here. Then we'll do the pier down there, and then we'll really start just interior decorating all over here. I think we got plenty of time to make all that work. Things are going a little bit quicker than I anticipated, so. Alright, so problem is I'm coming off an angle. I'm gonna have to try to make this work. I'm just trying to think in my head of how I'm gonna do this. think I'm gonna need triangle foundations to come out. It was okay. Nobody could, not a whole lot of people made it because of the weather, so it was pretty much just my in-laws and kind of a bummer, but because of the weather, nobody wanted to be out late, which we understand, so we're going to do something again, probably in the week. But no, it was good. It was good. All right. So what I'm going to do is just kind of angle this out to get to where I want to be. So if I'm building, and I'm going to do a tower some, it is going to be an octagon shape. Now, if you're doing octagons from the middle, it's significantly easier because you just start with triangles. Like if I'm just trying to make an octagon here, I snap triangle foundations all the way around, right? And then I do squares on all the flat pieces, right? Then I do triangles in the gaps like that. And then you just keep repeating this over and over and over again, right? So if like wherever a square foundation is, you would start with triangles again, and wherever a triangle foundation is, you would start with, well not there because it doesn't make any sense, but you would start with squares again here. Obviously the snap point is gonna be hanging off, so it won't let me do that, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. Anywho, that's how that works. But when you're starting from the outside like that, it can be a little bit trickier, at least for me anyway. I have to get the dimension size in my head of what I want the size of the tower would really be, like the area inside. Oh, Dave didn't get an invite. You like just disappeared earlier. Plus Tony was like specifically trying to keep it small, dude. She wasn't trying to have a whole lot of people over the house. She hasn't been feeling too great herself the past couple days, actually. Oh no, no. I love my in-laws. They knew that. It's just we had a plan for my parents, her parents, and then a few other people to be there, and that was pretty much it. But it's all good. How rude. I am rude. God. This is true. There's no like, man. Yeah. Yeah, 10 minutes up the road. Yeah, it's pretty close. We're pretty close to being neighbors almost. We were damn near were neighbors when we were looking for houses. It's pretty funny. Our people get a building in Ark called architects. I don't know. I'll have to find somebody that's good at building an Ark and then figure it out. I don't know. You know that box is still in her room, actually. She still has a box for it in there. It's kind of falling apart, but it's totally still there. Ah, you're good, man. I know. It's all good. Yeah, ask Saris. Yeah, we need a professional opinion here. Clearly, it's not me. All right, so we're gonna start doing the octagon here. So it's a little bit trickier. I don't want it to be super big, but I do want it to be big enough to fit a staircase inside to go up and around it. I try to steer away from doing too many ladder situations when I build in general. Like I do them when I have to. Like on our community server, like where I put the ladder in to go up to the roof, I kind of had to make what I was trying to make work. But in general, I try not to use ladders. I try to just do stairs all the time. It's just easier. Stairs are just easier than ladders. So I try to make that a thing all the time. This raptor crashed the stream, perhaps. I brought a gorilla tape, that damn thing. Yeah, it will. The last thing in 100 years. Alright. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start with foundations first, and I think we're going to do... So this is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5. It should be enough. Then we're going to go foundations in, because we started with triangles. Now we're bouncing to regular foundations. Now, once again, we're bouncing to regular foundations. Now we can invert back to triangles. And once again, we're going back to... Really? There we go. Okay. Going to those. And then we're going back down to these. Basically, this ends up being the center of our tower, where I'm standing at right here, because I'm kind of working my way in, and that's actually really big, really way bigger than I actually wanted it to be. So I'm probably going to shorten it up, but at least I have the angles now. So because we're hanging this off, it's going to require a bit more effort to make work. Oh, nope, it's not what I wanted. No, I'm not. I'm gonna cut it short. I'm not gonna build it all the way out there. Not gonna build it all the way out there. That ish is not happening. Be here all day doing that. Or all night, rather. Whatever. Depending on where you're at. Could be all day, could be all night. Either way, I'm not doing it. Alright, so basically, I don't want the tower being any bigger than this circle here. Which is cool. We can use this as kind of like a decorative entrance. I can actually probably just remove these two. And bam. We can just do it this way. Alright, so to continue this down, we have foundations here. We're just going to keep foundations going to the bottom till we get it to connect to the ground. And then once that's there, we can just do this right back up. I think Raptor just mentioned this. You could totally do pillars and ceilings instead. Or walls and ceilings, right? You could just do walls all the way up. We're here. I'm in GCM mode. I'm just going to spawn them in. Now, if you were legit buying all the resources, put this together, wholeheartedly agree that that would probably be a more feasible solution to the issue. Come on. There we go. All right, so this is going to be our tower. We're going to go straight up from here. This is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good in here. They've got a big tower going on inside of here. This one we're going to do out of stone, completely out of stone. So, where are we at? Where are we at? Walls. So, CKF has some pretty cool wall sections that we can use. A lot of different ones. We might play around with some of the, well, not play around with too much of the glass because we don't have enough of that. I just whistled something, which doesn't matter because I don't have any tames over here. You got a couple different options for windows, like I said, but they're just styles. So like when it says Roman or whether it says segmented, it's just the style of the window frame. Regardless of which one you pick, the glass windows for these will fit in either one. Doesn't matter which one you make. So keep that in mind when you're messing around with this stuff. But I think we're going to go... I think we're getting a Roman style because that seems to kind of fit with the general style we're going with. I want this to be kind of see-through all the way around. I want to be able to see in and out of this tower pretty easily. So that's how we're going to do this up. So I'm going to slap doubles. Man, I did it again. Man, I'm really good at hitting that button, am I? And then we're going to do singles on the other sides. All right, and we're gonna keep going up one more at least. Wall torch clipped inside the wall. Now I need to open everything. Oh shit. Yep, you just got arced. You like it? It's coming together. Been a little while since I've done a build in general. It's a lot easier than recording the whole thing and then editing the whole thing. Just do our build streams like this from now on. Oh man. Can I get this? No. All right, so I'm gonna have to do the door frame before I can do that part. One more? Thinking one more. It's got to be taller than the house, right? Doesn't make any sense. We have a tower that isn't taller than the house. It'd be kind of silly. Let's finish this off. Now these are all 2 walls high, obviously. For reference. I actually kind of like it being open like that. I'm sure I'll put glass in it, but I do like that open on it. Alright, so we need probably a keep double door to go in here, obviously. Anything other than that's going to look a little silly. We'll do Roman. Maybe we'll use those glass walls for that part too. The same like rose wall that we used before. So we'll do this, and then we'll pull out our pick for no reason. And then I'll put this in here. And then, come on, man. Yeah. There we go. What are you doing? Why? Why are we doing this? Bird cage. Yeah. There we go. This will be our little tower. Going up. We'll do something cool up top here. It's taller than the house. It needs to be a little bit taller than the house, right? And this is just like, this will be the part you stand on, right? We'll still do a roof over top of it, so it'll be even a little bit taller than this. Alright, so the stairs inside, because we're going to need a way to get up and down this thing, right? That'd be kind of cool if we did that, considering we went through all the trouble to making this. So what we're going to need is ceilings. We're going to need triangle ceilings for this guy. And I'll explain why in a second. And yep. Alright, so we're going to have to do a spiral staircase basically going around the outside all the way up to this is the idea. Now, the reason why I'm doing triangle foundations is because I need to match the floor exactly above the way the foundations are laid out, right? So I have a triangle foundation here. I need to get a triangle ceiling in here. Now, the problem with this is that I just realized this is that I started this way, so I might have to try to do the stairs first. All right. I don't know if I can, because I don't know if these stairs will actually clip. I think these are like mandatory. It needs to be clipped to a ceiling for it to work. Balls. This might not be feasible. I should have done individual wall pieces for these. Because there's no snap point at the first floor level. It's kind of a bummer. Alright, well let's test it. Let's test it on this guy first. We'll just reverse it with this guy. Instead, no big deal. For some reason I thought the stairs were longer than they usually are, but they're not on here. They're just, you know, they go up 1 floor, that's it. They don't go up 2. Oh, hey, what's going on over here? Work just closed for tomorrow? Are you serious? No way. Fucking A, right. I don't care if this build takes till 4 o'clock in the morning now. Fuck it. I'm gonna get this done. I don't even care. Yeah, I don't have anything going on tomorrow. I'll let you know. Alright, so this should work better. So stairs going in. Alright, stairs going in. So now what we do is we take the triangle, and again, because we're matching against the triangle foundation, we come up 1, right? Boom. And now we drop the stairs here. And the reason why we do it that way is because these stairs take up the exact same space. If we're looking top down, they take up the exact same space as a regular foundation, right? So if I tried to put it over the triangle instead, the stairs would be discombobulated. This keeps things a little bit more even. And what I do is I keep stepping this up, right? So I go over 1 other wall, but I go 1 wall up where the triangles are. And I do this too. It helps to invert these, like how I'm doing this, because now I know every wall that has the roses on them are the pieces that take I can speak. I swear to God, I can speak. They'll take the triangle ceilings. And drop this down here. And drop this down here. There we go. We got a stair that goes all the way down. The nice thing about this is you can do this as high as you want at this point. You can make this damn thing as tall as you want. All right, so let's go back, grab ceilings if we don't already have them. I don't think I actually ever got to keep ceilings in here. All right, so we'll just fill this in up top. Matching exactly what we got below us. That's a trick. We just want to match it. Now, when we get close to going over top the steps, we want to kind of build this while we're on the steps to make sure we're not going to have to like crouch to get out of here. So always want to check that as well. I think we can get away with a full here, but that's it. I don't want to build any more past this, or I'm going to like have to crouch to get up out of this thing, and that'd be annoying for everybody, and nobody will have any fun with that. Especially not me. All right, so we got that going for us. Now, obviously we can glass in that whole thing to make it look really cool, but we got to figure out the roof section. Can you tell about? Yeah, tell them work's closed. Just, that's all you got to do. Raptor called me and said I don't have to work tomorrow. Yeah, you tell him to reach out to me. I'll straighten him out. I'll straighten him out, faux show. All right, so let's see if we can get this tower done. So I'm kind of thinking I want to make it off the center, like do a railing around the outside, but then have like the cone of this come up in the center and kind of hang over. So I'm gonna think about how I'm gonna make that work. With the government I have to obey. I'm on the grid. Nope. We all work for the man. It's just a different, in the grand scheme of things, we really all do. In some way, shape, or form. That's just how it is. All right. My unpaid YouTube job. Hey, this is volunteer work, sir. If it makes you feel any better, I don't really get to pay that much either. At all. Sad face. Anyway, trying to decide exactly how I want this to look. I think I have an idea. Just come with me on this journey, chat. Just come with me on this journey. It's gonna be okay. You trust me. I'm not gonna do you wrong. Yet. I don't think so. It's a lie, I might. Yet. Keep roof. Come on. What we got? So I'm gonna need regular roof. Need those. I'm gonna need those. Probably gonna need those. All right, here we go. That excuse worked for Michael Scott. Got him fired, but it worked. In fact, I give my boss money on YouTube. Ah! Don't do that, Mike. Don't do that. Oh man. Why is that not dropping down? What's going on with this? Why are we acting this way, game? I had really big plans and now you're messing them up. What are you doing? Why do you have to be like this? We had a good thing. I thought it would snap to this point, but it's not. Poop. Alright. I'll fix you. Fix you, game. What I'll do with you. I'll do this. That way you have to. Alright. The only reason I'm putting hatch frames on here is because they don't take up space. It's a snap point that I'm adding to this, but they don't really take up any like real space. It's still gonna look kind of open while you're up here. And that's what I'm going for here. Alright, we got that. Let's do this. Ah, crap. That looks silly. All right, and we're gonna invert these the same way we did the ceilings, or the same way we did the ceiling. So this is gonna be this is gonna play out exactly the same way. So boink boink. And we're gonna do. Whoa, that's not right. Hitting tab instead of Q. Hitting the old tab instead of Q. Now, how is that gonna look if I'm up here? Yeah, you kind of see out. Maybe I should have just done it one. Yep, should have just done it one. You're not really gonna be able to see out very much. All right, so we'll drop this. This would have worked well if the ceiling came out farther. This would have worked, but not so. Where are we building this? This is on Valguero. On these islands right out in front of the redwoods. Right here. So that's the redwoods of Valguero, Arctic Zone, White Shoals, or the Chalk Cliffs rather, and in a forest area here, and then we're chilling right here on the edge of this island. I think it's actually a spawn point, which would be it'd be rude to kind of do this on a public server, but this is single player, so wee. All right, and we're gonna hit third walls. Yeah, I think so. I think he was right across the water from here, yeah. We're gonna do third walls here. We're gonna change up. Oops, wrong one. There we go. This mess. Basically what this center area allows me to do is like put like big campfires or something that produces a lot of light inside of it, and it should help kind of move that light up and down because of being that way. So we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna cap this guy off, just finishing out with the triangle slope foundations. Yeah, it's like its own little herbivore island. Nothing comes over here and messes with you. We got a cool little tower going on over here. What I might do is add the roof extensions onto this actually. Where are they? Here they are. But they don't seem to add. Oh, you know what? They don't clip to the They don't clip to the triangle the triangle ceilings. That look weird? I feel like that looks weird. Yeah, it looks weird not being able to do that all the way around. Bummer. But I has an idea. We might change this out a little bit. It should be like a centered Roman window, I think. This guy, maybe? Or, let's see what this looks like actually. So in the, on the masonry table, because this is going to be made out of stone and stuff, you can do dungeon options, and you actually have these dungeon walls and gates that you can use. And I think this wall would look kind of cool right here instead of using this railing. I'm going to try something here. So we're going to use these in the spots that I can't actually put the accent on, because the accent won't slip to the bottom of these triangle roof pieces, but it will slip to the bottom, or to the top of the dungeon walls. So that way I can still do this all the way around, and it does change the look up a little bit out here too. Try to keep it as open as I possibly can as well, because we're going to be up top of here. Do the double doors. I think we were kind of thinking the same thing. This works out pretty well though. I mean, technically they're double doors. Like double door wide anyway. Same general concept. There we go. Let's fit this accent in here. There we go. We got this gigantor tower of doom that we can walk all the way up to. Got plenty of headroom in here. You can see out everywhere. I mean, if you wanted to, I guess you could, oh, what variants do we have on this guy, actually? Let's check it out. What do we have on there? Alright, so that's the segmented. That's just straight open. Kind of like what we got going. I think I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. Exactly what you meant. Sweet deal. Do battlements on the double door bottoms now. Oh yeah, on the bottoms, yeah. That's kind of what my next step was. I just wanted to come up here and check this out. I'm glad that we're on the same page, actually. This is pretty cool. Reading my mind. All right. So that's pretty much it. I guess I could put a railing there, but honestly, coming up and down this thing would be a little bit easier not having it. That way I can just kind of drop to it when I want to. But we'll go ahead and put this guy here. And we just filter these railings all the way down. All right, and there we go. Pretty good. All right, so while Ant was bringing that up, that seems like a good thing to talk about is the battlements. So these are built on the keep. They're building on the masonry bench. That's where you're going to build these guys. Basically, anything stone, masonry bench. Decent, like wood, like the higher wood quality can be on your villager, lower wood quality on your settler. So anything stone you can make on your masonry bench. There's a couple different options for these battlements, and basically these mount to where like you would mount railings to, but they have a bit more style to them. Trying to think of what, I think it's gonna be a toss between one of these two that I'm gonna try to use. But basically they snap to that same point that you would snap a railing to, but they end up looking really cool. Now you can see how I can get to mount these things kind of like this. And even though the center of it maps at the or snaps to the ceiling, it drapes down on these guys. So I have this option, then I have this option. I kind of like this one better. And I almost like it going all the way around. Let's dress it up. Yeah, here we go. Now, I don't know if this will look right with these lower. I think I'm gonna need to do it and step back from it and see. I don't know. I kind of like them actually. Let's do it. Let's keep going with it. Let's keep going with it. Let's keep going with it. We'll do these in here. If anything, simply because it looks cool. These are cool little, I mean, you can almost use these the same place that you would use your accent pieces as well. Like if you just wanted something to add to it. And there are a couple different options. You don't have to do just the ones that I did. You have these that are just the lines, and you have half walls, and then these crenulated walls that you could do up top as well. Good for like a tower topper. But I actually want to use these to bring down. Oh, I didn't. There we go. I like this. And then we'll just do regular, because we're kind of building smaller and smaller and smaller as we go down with the accents. On the bottom, just going to use regular old accent pieces down here. And then the last level we'll keep completely empty for the most part. There we go. Bam, tower. All right, I guess while I was talking about that glass a couple times, we can do that too. So glass, there's a lot of different options, and we can talk about these medium gate glasses and the large gate glasses. What that is just a glass piece that fits into like a dino gate essentially. So if you make a medium gate, you make this glass to fit in. If you make a large gate, you make this glass just to fit into it. And it doesn't open and close, it's a solid wall, but it's decorative if that's the route you want to go down. But then you also have some barred options. You have regular kind of a window glass. Then you have like a more of a high quality glass, I guess, for like your keeps. But then you actually have these tall glass ones here. And again, it doesn't matter what style whether you do roam it or segment it with the keep stuff, so long as you just make these really long ones. Now, placing these guys can be a pain in the dick sometimes when you're dealing with these double ones, because it doesn't want to like snap over immediately. It keeps wanting to try to place it over, so it does require a little bit of patience sometimes when you're snapping these in place. They don't always want to play nice. Unfortunately, you just kind of have to deal with it. See what I'm talking about? It tries to snap over top of itself versus going to the next snap point. And we'll just continue this all the way around. What I do seems to work best, like if I'm staring out the window and it places, and then I just kind of look to the left, and then it seems to just snap itself right there. Well, I ran out of windows, that's why. And you can do the kind of the same thing, like if you snap this one here, you just kind of look to the other direction, and it shows right up. We'll finish this last level here. There we go. Kind of crazy. Definitely resource intense to actually just make this, but we got this cool tower, kind of like an Overwatch. I like the idea. I almost like the idea like the tower was here before and then the house is built. It's kind of my idea. Like the tower was already here and then you kind of went into this. So at least that's what I was thinking anyway. Oops, I fell down. All right, there we go. And then we can just finish this little area with... I tend to use the third walls a bit more often than not. I just like the option of being able to see. They're just easier to see over. That's why I like them. And actually, I'm going to keep this the whole way around. And then I am going to do a stair option on either side of here. Probably right here, actually. But there's another wall section I'm going to talk about that actually looks kind of cool for stairs. In the keep section for walls, there's a couple different like sloped ceilings or slope walls. You have this gabled step that you could normally put to like on like corners and peaks of rooftops, but you can clip these to the sides of stairs just like we did the regular slope walls pieces. You can clip them to the side of stairs. But when you do it with these guys and you get it to snap right, which is kind of a pain in the butt because this is like all the way in the bottom of the ground here. This is gonna be a pain. Let me try it on this side so you can see what I'm talking about. If it wants to snap, come on, man, don't make a fool out of me. What about here? I know this works. Why is that not working? What's going on here? What kind of tomfoolery is happening? Damn you. Doesn't want to work. Really? Oh yeah, all the different textures? Yeah, for sure. So normally this should clip to the side of this, but it's making a liar out of me. I don't know why it's not working. I guess because the steps are coming down too far. Or there's not enough step for it to like snap to, I guess is pretty much what I'm getting at. But I can show you what, let's maybe just for reference sake, I can show you a bigger option. So, because this is a bigger area, this will be easier. So what you do is you snap it to the side like this, and then as you come to the steps, you have these little stair step kind of going up the side of it, which actually looks pretty cool. So you have that option. Ghosts under the ground. I could. Yeah, I might do that. We're a little close to the water, but I might brave it. And actually I want to remove this because we're going to put stairs in here. All right, and let's find this. We're going to need that, and we're going to need that. And where's our third walls? Because this is going to kind of overlap. I'm not sure how this is going to look, but I think I can make it work. Oh no, it won't let you do that actually, because it's a different... Oh, it's like taking over the snap point, so it won't let you do that. Yeah, it's either one or the other. That's kind of a bummer. Alright. Well, fine then. Be that way, game. I'll just do this. Ooh. Wait a minute. What's that look like? Nope, not feeling it. Not feeling it, not feeling it. Alright, let's do this guy. Well, that guy up there is not going to look right either. Alright, third wall it is. Make life easy. Not going to sit here and fight over this. Alright, there we go. That'll be what we're working with here. Alright. I am going to run my poocher dog out in the yard and get him to go to the bathroom. And then we will finish the rest of this. I'm thinking we can finish this in an hour. Really, the only thing we got left to do is like a pier. The decorative stuff on this side. I think we can make this work. I think we can finish this in an hour. So I will be right back. A little chilly out there. All right, so what we doing? Like we can make castles and bridges and stuff that look old and used rather than brand new. For sure, yeah. They don't look, yeah. Get you? I get you. All right, so where do we leave off at? This is what we got going on so far. We got the tower done, we got the railing done, we got the greenhouse done. We need to finish this part, and we need to get our pier done. We haven't messed with any of the settler build stuff, so let's do that. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mess with the settler stuff out here. This is gonna be pretty simple. We're just gonna do a simple pier for a boat or a raft or whatever. I'm gonna drop all because this is getting out of hand. So for the settler stuff, I think we're going to do it on pillars because that's probably going to look best, I think. Where are our foundations at? Obviously, you would make this on the settler thing versus on my person, but with GCM on, this is what I'm doing. All right, so we got that. We're going to need ceilings. There's so many options in here. Might need triangles depending on what we do. We'll check it out. Nope, not stairs. And we're gonna go right off of this. Now again, the nice thing with the CKF stuff is that it snaps. I am not using the right ones. I made keeps, didn't I? That's not smart of me. Yep, totally did. It's settlers. The texture looks almost the same in a lot of ways, so you gotta be careful when you're doing this, apparently. All right, so as you can see, the settler stuff looks a little bit more run down, a little more beat. And the other thing to note while we're doing this is that normally when you're building with normal Ark, you would be able to do like a foundation, you'd be able to go 2 ceilings out, and that'd be the farthest you can go. With CKF, you can actually go 3 out, so it's a little bit farther standardly anyway. So we're gonna do pillars in the middle instead of on the sides. That's another thing you can do with CKF, is you can snap these pillars to the edges of the corners instead of the middles, but I actually want to do the middles for this first part. I might switch it up later on, but this is what I want to do for right now. Then we can go out a little bit farther. Maybe we'll do triangles at the end here just to kind of dress it up a little bit, but that'll pretty much work for what we're doing. Let's try to get this to snap right, because we got this guy to snap right here. I'm trying to get this guy to snap right here, but what we can do is we can play off of that, right? So we're gonna have to go underwater and pillar all the way down and see if we can get this to snap over. Maybe we can do this. There we go. Now I can just go up there and remove that top one. No big deal. All right. Now again, we can change material on these guys too, I believe. There's a couple different styles too. We can change the slats basically, so you can kind of have them beat up on one side, beat up a little bit, brand new-ish. You can have them a little crafted here. I kind of like them a little scattered and beat up a little bit, kind of random like that. Gives it kind of a used look to it. I think I'm going to keep it. I like that. These work pretty well. I'm going to do some sort of stairs off to either side of this, basically, because if you come in from the water, if you fall in, you're going to need a way right back up again. So probably have to do stairs off of one of these sides eventually. But yeah, something simple. Something simple. Let's get some railings, maybe. It's going to be in our walls. So that's the other thing. Don't look for, like, railings. Look for walls, because they're all listed as kind of walls, even though they say railings. Let's stick with the thirds. The thirds are working pretty well for us. Let's keep those going. We're gonna dress this up a little bit underneath of it. Nope, I don't want that. I want you to go right here. Well, actually no, I want this open. There we go. And I'm actually gonna leave this style as it is. I kind of like that style as it is. But we're gonna go a little bit further with it. So underneath, again, you have these like scaffolding style pieces that you can put in as well. And I want to make it look like there's a little bit of scaffolding supporting it as well. So I'm gonna try this and see how it looks. I'm gonna start from here. We're actually gonna snap it to the bottom. Do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm gonna filter this. Kind of look like it's extra support holding this up. Also keeps crap from swimming underneath my pier. Oh, nope. Let's try that again. Why does that... Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why? Stupid ball. There we go. Bam. Yeah, there we go. Simple. Simple, but it works. Yeah, I mean, Butch, do you have any questions with how any of the stuff works? I mean, the mechanics work pretty much the same as vanilla. You just have a lot more options, and it's just kind of testing. And most of the time, it's aesthetics of what you think looks the best to you is usually how it works. Missed a spot here. Missed it. Let's fill that in. All right. Probably end up doing railings all the way up. Probably. Let's do stairs too. Thinking the stairs maybe just like kind of right here off the corner. Kind of there in case you just need to walk up from the outside. Make that a little bit easier. Go. And there we go here. In here. For sure, man. It's just, it's also, you know, if you've never used it before, it can be a little daunting. I've used this one pretty damn often, so I'm fairly comfortable with it, which seems to help. I think I messed this up again. I did mess this up again. Because that's going to tear that down. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Got an idea. I messed this up again. That's okay. It's okay to mess up. Hey! That's not okay though. That can go somewhere else. That's not acceptable. We're not allowing that anywhere. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we're gonna do this all the way over. Be a method to this madness in a second. Might not look right, but we're gonna make it look right. Promise. I promise. Why are we doing that? Put that there. See, the animals are starting to spawn back in and annoy the crap out of me. That's just a matter of time. Wildlife always likes to get in the middle of whatever you're doing, even when you have commands on for them to leave you alone. Only use vanilla and SS+. Okay, yeah, I mean, definitely a lot more going on in here, but it's kind of a guess and test sort of thing. At least most of my experience was guess and test, you know. Oh well, Parasaur, you're gonna live here now if you don't get out. You're just gonna live here. Oh, you live here now. I warned you. You had your time. Now you live here. You're a permanent resident. Whether you are liking that idea or not. Alright, so I want to try, and I believe I can, is... Nope. Okay, so it does tear it down. That's kind of a bummer. I was hoping it wouldn't do that, but I don't think I have an option. Could do third walls down there. Damn it, that's what I should have done. Man, I should have put SS on here so I could pull out a demo gun and just do this the easy way. It's okay. It's okay. Where are my third walls at? There they are. So as you can see, oh, I had them here. What am I doing? It is a lot of guess and test. So let's pull out this gun to make sure what I'm doing is making sense here. I don't really want that. I just want, because I can't change this. I just want a normal. I guess you don't have that option. You just have that. Just kind of dumb. I don't like that. I'd rather just keep it flat like that if that's the case. Oh well. Can't have everything apparently. Oh, crap. Alright. You guys are gonna bother the hell out of me, aren't you? I'm destroying you all again. You're not gonna do that to me. Not my house. Alright, so we should have done third walls the whole time. If I was gonna use these, this would just make more sense. The third walls that are uneven? Will those match up though? Are you talking about the crenulated ones? And these guys? And these are halves. I don't know what third walls you mean then. No. Yeah, they're halves. Oh, good. doesn't have to be perfect. We're just kind of a proof of concept, basically. Kind of get the idea. Plus, this works. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. Looks good. And you can still do like standing torches here and there to kind of break this up a little bit. You could do pillars to fill in some of the gaps if you wanted to. You definitely have all those options like you normally would, like we were talking about earlier. Again, this is just aesthetics. Actually, I might leave half walls up top. Come on, I'll be dumb. Just go in your hole. You too good for your hole? There we go. There we go. Come on. Up, nip. Yeah, yeah. I got what you meant though. Yeah, we were definitely on the same page. You just had me surprised. I thought I misread it. I was like, wait, aren't they third walls? Oh, all right. So we got a little step up going all the way up here. And then I think actually we can change this top layer. This top layer should actually look pretty good. Like this. Yeah, this is what I wanted. There we go. There we go. We can kind of follow this up here, do this here, and do this here, right? Yep. And then this. Oh, there we go. Got it pretty much stepped up everywhere. Maybe do thirds here. Happy accidents absolutely help. Ain't that the truth? That's the damn truth. All right, there we go. Not too bad, not too bad. All right, so we got our little pier set up here, kind of walking up. We got our tower. We got our house that we're gonna finish up here in a second, and we have our greenhouse in the back. So time to finish up the house. So we're gonna need windows and some accent pieces to kind of dress everything up on the outside, and then we'll go on the inside and finish that as well. So what we're gonna need is windows, doors. I'm gonna use cheapest material tool on me. Drop everything else. So we're gonna need windows and doors. So in the glass section, you can use these. I'm gonna use the villager classes just because they go with the villager stuff better. So that's the ones I'm gonna go with. And then for the doors, where are the doors? Doors. Again, can't stress this enough that you would normally craft this on the station that you need. I do not need to do that because of admin, so that's why I'm here. Decor, decorative, and we're gonna get the accents for the villager, and we're gonna get the villager roof accents. Use both of those, and that's how we're gonna finish this guy out. So let's do the whole first level and just kind of wrap our way around. Same way with the glass. All right, so first section is done. I'm actually thinking for this bottom section, we should have used the keep accents for these guys. To go around this bottom little ridge here. Just because we started with stone on the floor. So I think this actually looks a little bit better like this. That's what we're going to do. And again, these are perfect for places that just look like if you're just covering a lot of area with flat walls. These are perfect for those areas. Or just to dress it up just a little bit. Snap this all the way around. All right, so we got that done. Up to this floor. Same deal, we're going to do the doors and the windows and then come back and do all the accents. I don't know why I'm trying to put a door there. That won't work at all. All right, so windows here, window here. Go all the way around. So, window. Slap a door in here. And we're good. All right, Mike, have a good time. Have a good night. I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for once again being an awesome moderator for chat. I always appreciate that, sir. Have a good week, and I will see you. I'll see you next weekend for sure. Oh man. All right. We're gonna add a couple little roof accent pieces here and here and here, kind of wherever we can. I like them. I think the idea is to make it look like rain isn't falling directly on top of like a door or a window. So I'm going to use these kind of where I can. This will happen sometimes. You'll go to place these and it'll look like this. It's because the snap point's inverted for whatever reason. And you just hit E and just snap it back to where you're at. So you can just do it that way. And we're going to go all the way around and finish the accents everywhere else. I'm only going to do these above where the windows are, pretty much is my idea. Either where the roof ends here or above the windows. Just do this. Oh God, Mike. Alright, so we get that part done. I'm going to come back with the accents for the villager accents, which is 5. We're going to put those on the gaps that I did not put that trim on. We can actually go back and change those drastically. They have a lot of cool options that you can use instead of those. I'm going to add one in here and in here as well. Put that over there. Go around the other side. I think we have a couple to add over here. Yep. Boing. Boink. All right, let's get back to our change tool gun. Anonymous, how you doing? Can you, in the stream ends, can you hop on the comm server and set me up with the set of tributes? Probably not tonight. I can try to help you out tomorrow, but definitely not tonight. That's usually pretty strict bedtime after I'm done this thing, dude. I was sincerely joking about staying up to 2 a.m. My wife would kill me. It's a lie. She probably won't care, but beside the point, I need to get some sleep. But I will get it done. I will get it done. You're just gonna refarm? All right, man. Well, that's up to you. Anonymous, thank you. So far, so good. All right, so that's done. And again, you can change those accent pieces to be all sorts of shapes and sizes. And so the pillars, the normal villager pillars, you can actually texture out to be just like this as well. So that's pretty cool. You can change all of this as well. Let's move up to the top. Let's put in our double door here. I didn't want to put that in there, actually. I wanted to put the accent roof piece. Go. Yeah, it's a pretty nice view. Pretty nice view out here. Figured it was a good spot. Alright, so we got this nice and dressed up. Looking pretty good. Step on inside. Alright, so we got plenty of room in here to build. Plenty of room. Let's get railings in for our stairs and for the railings around the stairwells. Let's use, again, probably going to go with thirds. Actually, I don't want to use that. I want to use the more open ones. Can't. Gotta use halves because it's not going to line up right. Just remember that because we're using halves on the railings going up. Alright, so. Ah, crap. So this looks a little weird, and it looks weird because this wall, because we did a wall and then we did a third wall. So then when we came down with a full set of stairs, we only had a little bit left to add a stair. So you could either not do the railings at all or just run them into the ground. I'm going to choose to just leave them alone and run them into the ground. Sometimes that could be a nuisance, so you might just end up taking them up, but that's what we're doing for right now. And you'll see when we build here, because we did full-size floors, that the railings stop exactly where they're supposed to. So that's the reason why it looks like it did, because of where we stopped with it. Anyhow, that's the upstairs. Pretty much done and done and done and done and done. No, it was something I demolished, and it finally like went away. No worries though. Totally planned. All right, so as far as decorating this stuff up a little bit, let's do this outside first, real quick. Should be a pretty simple. We're not going to do anything crazy. Within CKF, you have your own blacksmith forge, so we're going to place that down. Going to get a couple of tables. Let's even put the workbenches out there. Maybe a smithy, mortar and pestles. Let's do those up too. All right, so forges, all the different crafting tables, our smithy. That, let's do probably some storage crates. Probably gonna need a couple of those if I could spell storage. That would be super effective. All right, so what we got out here? Let's tuck our forge in like right around here, and this guy pretty much works like an indie forge, so it's a lot smaller. You don't have to. Oh, I just tried to place another one on top of it. Pretty much works like an indie forge, and it's super smaller, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna slap our smithy down right here next to it, and then we can even do like a couple of our masonry tables over here. We can do mortar and pestle here. I like sitting these on tables, not on the floor like a heathen. There we go. Put those out here. Do like our settler workbench over here. And as you can see, these benches totally do look a lot different from one another. Let's try to right like this. Looks okay. The general little crafting area that kind of works. Kind of works. Get some. Oh. Maybe something simple like a bench out here. Do this up a little bit. Just for looks. There you go. Got your little crafting area right here. So, not too simple. Or not too complex. Plus, I mean, if you were using Fabricator's Chem Bench, you obviously would have the room to put those things out here too if you needed to. So, plenty of room for that. It's very simple. Coming inside. Let's get rid of these things. We won't need these at all. Alright, so fridges. We're gonna need preserving bin. That's gonna be a thing. Where is that in cooking in here? I can't remember. I think it is in cooking. Yeah, okay, it is in here. Let's do those. Let's do those. Put beer barrels down. We can do that too. All right, so thinking we line our cooking stuff up right against this window here. So you have two different cooking things that we can talk about real quick with CKF. You have the cooking station, and then you have the CKF grill. So the grill essentially works like a grill, like the industrial grill, and the cooker works like an industrial cooker. It's pretty much what it does. Now it's not like SS or S Plus where it doesn't have all the recipes blatantly in front of you, but that is generally how they work. So we're just gonna snap this guy, and they don't snap together, so I'm just gonna kind of judge it to see if I can get it relatively center. And just kind of place them next to each other. That looks pretty good. That looks all right. I don't know why I built another one of those. Put like a beer barrel too in. Again, I'm not irrigating any of this. I'm just kind of placing it just to it. Looks kind of cool for right now. That's something that someone else can do later on if they want. Or if you're actually going to replicate anything like this, that's on you. Totally on you. Let's do some preserving bins over here. Fill this out with another table in here. Sometimes you need that mortar and pestle where you're cooking at, so we'll throw another one in here. There we go. Pretty easy. We can even do like a table in here, like a meeting area maybe. Pretty quick and painless. And then drop chairs on either end. Pretty simple, right? Let's do maybe some storage over here. Simple. Kind of weird I'm the only one chatting. It's all good. Play my head a bet, man. Wait, why am I putting A at the end of all my sentences? I have no idea. Yeah, you did that. Yeah, pretty much all last stream too. We weren't quite sure. We just assumed you were crazy. And we just kind of roll with that. At least that's what we told everyone. We made a general announcement that you had lost your mind. Bookshelves. Put some bookshelves in here. That'll make it look bougie. Bougie. I'd have a bougie bookshelf. All right, put a little table in here, maybe. There's a couple different options you can use for like just general furniture stuff to just decorate with. I mean, you can anyway. Necessarily have to. You have these vessels and you have these mirrors. You have the drum set, tables, chairs, obviously. There's nothing. CKF isn't going to give you any of this stuff though. This is all just normal stuff that I use to kind of build areas, and especially if when you're building for aesthetics anyway, I tend to use a lot of these for different reasons. This in here. Then we can kind of a little reading area over here. That works. Even just there we go. There we go. Pretty simple. Storage, cooking, preserving, all that stuff. Obviously you could do a whole lot more in here if you wanted to, but I'm trying to keep things relatively simple. So let's go up here and we'll do like, I don't know, we'll do beds in here maybe. Another trick that I'll use occasionally when I'm just trying to make this look a little different is, and you can do this with normal or CCAF, it's a little bit, looks a little bit better with CCAF in my opinion, but that's just me. Where are we? Wood? No, not wood. Walls. We can use third walls, and then we can use, actually, I need to go back and grab some ceilings. Boink. There we go. Let's get rid of that, put that in there. Might need some of this stuff. Get rid of the chair for right now. So where we want the bed to go. Thinking the bed can go back here. Thinking this might be a good place for the bed. Yep. But I want it to be a little bit wider. So we're gonna do this. Oh. So let's flip that rotation around, make that look a little presentable. All right, so actually with the window here, I don't know if that was such a hot idea. Actually wasn't such a hot idea with the window here, but we'll make it work. Kind of blocks the window a little bit, but you get the concept down, I guess. That's really what's most important. So I'm just using the storage bins as a kind of like a headboard. That's pretty much what I'm using these for. Pretty much it. Now we can flush this out with a little railing on top of it, so we have a nice little step up to that too. Yeah, you can do signs, gravestones. Yep, you can use both, for sure. For sure. So, pretty simple. Nothing too elaborate going on up here. We don't really need to do anything too crazy up in here, I don't think. We kind of covered all the basics of what we were trying to accomplish, I believe. But then we have our balcony out here. The balcony, I think this would work good for like flyers, like if you had an RG, Griffin, Pteranodon or something like that, Tappy, you can land them out on here. I feel like that's kind of like what the point of that would be. And like I said, you can do bedroom storage, more storage up in here. I would use bedroom storage and then I would turn this into like cooking chemistry station style stuff eventually. You know, pretty simple. And then down here, all your smithing, crafting style stuff. And then down here, we have all of your steps going down into the pier down here. And then we got our sweet ass tower going on. It's pretty nifty. And a greenhouse. So managed to do that. We built a whole, granted that was with admin commands, but we built a whole base, a very functional base in 3 hours, which I think is pretty damn impressive. Not too shabby, but I think anybody will agree with it that CKF, the building can seem a little daunting at times, but it's really not that bad. It's really not that bad. It's a lot of guess and test work, which can be a little annoying at first because some of the resources can be a little more expensive than others, but I mean, you can always pick stuff back up too. I'm glad, Butch. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad it helped you out. I'll be more than happy to help out when anytime. Plus, I don't know, it's kind of fun to do this. I haven't had a chance to do anything like this in a little while, so it's kind of a cool concept to be able to come out here and do this shit. Build around and play around for a little bit. Kind of like the idea, for sure. Appreciate you. Pretty quick build for a 3 hour, just kind of playing together sort of build. And my idea was I kind of wanted to make a little bit of everything. I wanted to make like a house, a living quarters. I wanted to do a small garden. I wanted to kind of incorporate all the 3 different types of build structures in here. But that's pretty much it. It's pretty cut and dry. Not a whole lot else going on around here. And this works pretty much anywhere. You can do this on tree stand stuff too. Pretty cool. I actually used foundations and sunk foundations and wrapped a tree stand, like a normal tree stand, with the villager foundation so that you couldn't even see the normal Ark, vanilla Ark versus the CKF stuff, so that's definitely a possibility. But yeah, man, you have so many different options with this. It's angles. I like playing with the angles of this stuff too. And there isn't so much tricks to this so much as it's just guess and test of what you think looks the best, because there's no... I don't think there's anything that I did that had a significant advantage to it. I think a lot of it is just I think that there's nothing. What am I trying to say here? Like, there's no like structural advantage, or like if you were using this and like there's no advantage to any of this. A lot of this is just purely aesthetic. I think the only thing that I didn't mention is that you can actually change the style of the windows too. So the window styles, you can actually just, you have a different options with the windows as well. So you have a bunch of different options with those, and with the big tall ones, you can change the things out too there with the guns. So got a lot of options. Which I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. It's definitely not necessary, but I wholeheartedly appreciate it. If you're trying to join the membership, that there should be a membership option by the join button on the channel. You can always hit that if you want to. And as always, you know, always donate. I always appreciate that through super chats or stickers or whatever. But that is going to be that. I think, seeing as we're kind of at a stopping point, I'm just not going to sit here and blab for the next 20 minutes. We might actually just might end it here for the night. I have a feeling I might have a day of shoveling snow tomorrow morning, so that's pretty much it, unless there's any like crazy questions about how CKF works or any of that stuff. Anybody? So, and with the $5 donation, successful build. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. You take care of yourself, man. Get some rest. Take it easy. Chillax tomorrow. I know that probably goes against every fiber of your being, but try it, please. But it didn't turn out too bad. A couple things I probably would have done a little bit differently, but I didn't really think too much ahead. I just kind of jumped into this thinking I'm going to build something and that's how it's going to go. But I said this in the beginning, and I would highly recommend that. Like, if you're looking for like interesting ways to build things, or you're looking for inspiration when you're building stuff, just literally Google image interesting architecture. Just do that. There's plenty of it around. There's plenty of examples like all over the world of all the shapes and time periods that you could just try to replicate, or even might give you an idea to try something a little bit differently. I do it all the time whenever I'm building in games like this, whether it be here or whether I was building Conan. Like, I always try to mix it up and change things up a little bit. I tried, but it said something about not accepting my country. What country are you in, Butch? Plus, maybe you didn't, maybe you're not, maybe your account doesn't have the country listed. That's another thing you might have to check. But again, man, it's no big deal. No big deal. No big deal. But no other huge questions. So I think that's where we're going to leave it for the evening, folks. I appreciate everybody for stopping by and hanging out. If this keeps being a thing, I would say jump in our Discord, and I'll throw that in here so people can actually see that. Jump in our Discord, and there'll be a couple suggesting things if you just want to talk and chat, or even PM me directly if there's ideas about building streams, because I'm always trying to figure out how to balance the streams a little bit better. Because we stream 3 nights a week, and currently right now I usually play 7 Days to Die with some friends on Friday nights. And then Saturday nights, I'm usually playing Ark on our comm server. And then Sunday nights, I'm usually trying to figure out something else. I'm trying not to do the same thing in a row. But if it's something like building related, or maybe working with a certain mod, or just testing some stuff out, I think that'd be a pretty cool concept if we get those ideas together about what to do. I haven't put out a speed build video, an actual speed build video, in a little while. So maybe doing stuff like this on Sunday nights might be kind of fun. But yeah, totally, Ant. We can probably jump on your server next time, maybe do something there. If you have an idea, if anybody has an idea about stuff they might like to see, or just try to have done, hell, put a picture in Discord, like, hey, can we try to make this? I'll at least give it I'll give it a whirl and see what happens, you know what I mean? But as always, guys, that is gonna be it for the evening. I want to appreciate everybody again for stopping by, and thank you for the donation, but take care of yourself, brother. I hope everyone has a wonderful and safe week. Be nice to each other, stay safe, and I will see you all next weekend. Take care, everybody.